Of course.
We are joking that because except quarantine and except coronavirus, we have like war in Donbass, which is still going on. We have like exchange of prisoners of war in quarantine measures, and journalists can't go there and cover this because government and president administration says that you can't go and can't cover. We also have like sense here in Kiev and smoke in Kiev because of fires in Chernobyl area, and all of us are joking, Ukrainians, that what's next, frogs from the sky or rivers of blood, what we will have, because the situation is like very bad, especially last week here in the capital of Ukraine, in Kiev, with these fires everywhere near Kiev region, and especially in Chernobyl area. And I think you also heard something about these fires in Chernobyl because it was very scary. And but my presentation is about coronavirus. Of course, I will say about Hromadske and after about another media. Okay, I will try to do this.
We believe in you.
Yes, I believe in, but it's just like, okay. Hromadske with coronavirus. We were in very interesting situation, and in the beginning of March. At Hromadske, it's independent media. We started at 2013 when it was beginning of the Revolution of Dignity. Maybe you heard about this, and that time we were quite popular, and now we are in this like period of transformation, quite a long period of time. And in the beginning of March, Hromadske was in this process of transformation and had problems with financing and with donors. Some of managers quit from Hromadske, and we were in this not very good situation. And then the quarantine started. And we sent 70% of our team to work from home because of quarantine measures. It's quite strong quarantine measures. You can't go to the streets without mask. You can't go walk in the park somewhere. You can't go anywhere actually, except pharmacy and supermarket to buy some food for you, and that's all. And public transport doesn't work also, and you can go just buy your car or just stay at home. And we started marathon with the rest of the team, and we are doing now 5 hours of live broadcast every day. Of course, without guests on the Zoom or on the Skype or Messenger in Facebook, something like this, and we make the interview like that. And we called it Coronavirus Chronicles. Our main topics, it's about Ukrainian doctors fighting coronavirus abroad, also about Ukrainian doctors who fighting coronavirus here in Ukraine. We made couple of stories also, as my colleague said, about what doctors have in their hospitals. If government say truth that doctors have everything in their hospitals, and why it's so big difference between different regions about people who are infected by coronavirus. Because, for example, in the Donetsk region, where we have war, we have only 13 infected people of coronavirus, and for example in Kiev we have more than 1,000. Now we have more than 6,000 people who are infected by coronavirus in whole Ukraine. And we wanted to know why it's so big difference, and we understand that some labs can't make this test. They have this test, but they can't do this because labs are too old and people like doctors can't do this. They don't know how. Okay, yeah, we were talking about Ukrainian doctors fighting coronavirus abroad. It was very popular. This is English version. It's not so popular, but in Ukrainian and Russian version, it's quite it was quite popular topics because Ukrainians want to know how doctors fighting with coronavirus abroad, especially in Germany, France, US, because they sometimes they don't believe in these protocols in Ukraine. And you know, we have the sad Ministry of Health during the coronavirus crisis, and this is like, you know, people can't believe to the government because it's like that ministry for 1 month. And people are quite, you know, like worried about this, and they believe more in doctors, what doctors who work abroad, Spain, Italy, France, Germany, as I said, what they do with coronavirus than in Ukraine. And it was quite popular. Okay, next slide. Hey. Also, we made many topics, many stories about how to survive when is economic crisis, what to do to save your money, and it was also quite popular topics. And we also every day have in this marathon topics about economy and topics what to do with your money, or how to save it, or how to, I don't know, earn your money when you work from home, or when you don't have work anymore. Okay, next slide, please. Hey. Okay. Also, we made many stories about fake news, of course. Most popular fakes about pandemic. It was like Russian. It were Russian fake news, but not only Russian. You know, the first victims of coronavirus in Ukraine. It were members of the Ukrainian parliament because they were in Courchevel. It's very popular. Ski place for ski, and they were there, and they even didn't want to say that they were there, and they said after when they become infected, they said that they don't believe in coronavirus, and it was crazy, you know, and many fakes were also from them. And like pro-Russian media, pro-Russian channels always gave them the floor to say about this, that the coronavirus does not exist. It was crazy, and we should every day say something about these fakes, and speaking with different doctors to say what is true. Okay, next slide, please, Jakub. And even we made the stories about cats who suffers because their owners are always at home and work from home. And it was also quite popular topic because many people worry about their dogs and cats. And you know, when you have a dog, you can go to the streets and walk in the park, but if you don't have a dog, you can't. And we made a couple of stories about this, and it was quite popular. Okay, next slide, please, Jakub. Okay, results. Okay, next. Okay, since quarantine started, we've got 3 million unique visitors on the website, 9 million pages read, more than 600 people donate money, and we received 120,000 hryvnias and 33 million of euros on social media. And also we made 80 live broadcasting, maybe with like 20 people, something like this. I mean, stuff. And now we understand that crisis can be possibility. And now we feel ourselves like more like a team. And for us, it's a very good result with this coronavirus crisis. But if I will talk about another media, for many media, it's quite a hard period of time. I mean about independent media, because people don't give money for advertising for them, and many media should begin a donation campaign, and they feel quite like for them this is very quite hard situation. And also I want to add that, for example, pro-Russian media, pro-Russian channels which are financed by different oligarchs in Ukraine, they also want to, you know, to find some yellow stories. For example, we had Easter last week, and one journalist from 1+1 Media, it's a very big channel financed by very famous oligarch Kolomoisky, who is very big problem for Ukraine now. And this journalist asked for one person, not one, but couple of for a couple of people to kiss icons in the church and make this on video, and he will pay for this. Like he said that he will pay. And this is like stories which is very popular, because some people hate each other because some go to church, some don't go to church, and they afraid that they will also infected by coronavirus because of these people. And we have like very difficult situation because of this, and media like to cover these stories about how people hate each other and want to, I don't know, beaten each other because they can infected them. And I think that this is quite a big problem for Ukrainian media, and we try to not to do this, more write and more cover stories about how to be, I don't know, polite to each other, how to help each other. And we also made like one big company of helping each other, and become some hub of this different initiatives of people. When people, for example, help old people in their houses, or help people who don't have homes, or something like this. And it was also quite popular. Thank you.
That was fast.
Sorry.
No.
Maybe
it's
someone
just, you know.
has questions.
Yes, there is. There is a huge question. Can you look?
I will try. Okay. I see.
Natalie from The Guardian. Hey, Natalie.
Hi, Natalie.
That is a very philosophical question. I'm gonna leave it maybe for after it.
Okay.
You know, so just because it's like something to discuss. There was some comments were like that, and that actually happened. Marcin was writing that we had fake news from last week in Poland about radioactive clad coming to Warsaw from your great country, Nastia. And as you can see in comments, the same happened in Hungary. I don't know if other countries have it, but I know that you're dealing with a lot these days, as you were describing in the beginning. So how do you deal with reporters who are like home? How do you reach people, you know, just calling them or some other ways?
We have like everyday Zoom conferences. We have everyday another conferences. Now I am deputy in chief of Hromadske, and I feel that I have more work than at work, you know, because this is Zoom calling started at 8 o'clock sometimes in the morning and finish at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Cool. And how is like the perception of your president within all of when it comes to handling this pandemic?
Actually, yesterday was 1 year of when he is the president of Ukraine, and as I said, we have already set Minister of Health, and they said that it's cool that it's the set minister because they don't have someone who are, I don't know, like if someone not effective, we can change it, can change him, and this is like a good manager. They say that they are good manager, but people don't feel that this is good managing, and they think that the president doesn't know what to do with pandemic. And but you can't actually ask these questions because all the press conferences are online, and you can just write questions, I don't know, somewhere in comments, and maybe the press secretary will read these comments, or will read this question, or will not, and that's all. This, and we have just this small video, like 2 minutes, when president every day, every evening, say like hello and I wish you good health, and like that's all. We are together in this crisis, and that's all what we have sometimes.
Well, the one idea which I was, because in Poland we have the same situation, and as Roberto was writing, in Brazil they have the same, was that journalists should post online questions which were not answered. Because they, I don't know if you do it or so, but at least in Poland I have not seen it being done. A shared Google Doc open to public, list of questions, which the government didn't answer, because it is understood that they can select those questions which are favorable, easy to answer, or more timely, but they are not answering any other questions. Yeah, I think, we have
the same situation. Yeah, we have the same situation. And actually, for example, even with, that we have this problem with Russia, war, and how to find the solution. And for example, we had last week the exchange of prisoners of war on Donbass area, and nobody can come and even understand who we change, like who these people which we change and which we wanted to turn back, because journalists can't go because of quarantine regime, and that's all.
I know. Well, thank you, Nastya. Thank you very much. I know that you have a lot of things going on and tough issues to cover, and we are struggling only with coronavirus, whereas you have a full portfolio of tough topics to cover.
Yeah, it's true.